The only difference between the person who gets what they want and the person who doesn't is that the person who gets what they want never gives up. Never ever give up. Maybe you haven't gotten this manifesting thing down quite yet. Maybe you don't feel like you're able to live in the end all the time. Or maybe you feel beaten down. It's okay. We all stumble. But in every single success story you've ever heard, people have stumbled, some repeatedly. Sometimes when things seem the darkest, they turn right around. Maybe you doubt yourself, doubt whether or not you really should be striving for what you're trying to manifest. But think of it this way, you know that perseverance, that unbending will to keep moving forward no matter the setback. The way you bounce back in determination even though you haven't bounced back in your feeling yet, that is the true sign of what you want, of what you believe to be true. If your inner self refuses to give up, that's all you need to know. This is right. It can happen tomorrow, but it is okay if it doesn't. It's okay if you have a bad day, and it's okay if you feel terrible sometimes, because as long as that never-ending desire is there, burning inside of you, you're headed in the right direction, and there is nothing that can forever block the way of you achieving that. You are on that bridge of incidents. When explorers set out into the unknown before the world was fully mapped, when they sailed the seas looking for new lands, they could be trapped in dense fog or terrific storms just a few miles from land, and although they'd traveled 99% of the way there, they had no way of knowing what was right there. Imagine if they'd given up and turned around because the storm was too bad or because their ship got damaged. You can be an inch from your goal, but because you can't see it in your reality, it feels like a gaping empty abyss with no end in sight. For a more modern analogy, in How I Met Your Mother there is a flashback episode where Ted and Marshall are driving back from college and they get stuck in a snowstorm. They find themselves in a terrible, freezing blizzard, huddled together for warmth in their car in the middle of nowhere, thinking they're going to die. But the next morning, the storm has cleared and they are 5 feet from a motel. Think back to all the successes you've had in your life and think to just a few days before. Perhaps you were trying to get a job, or meet someone special, or find something you'd lost. How empty and uncertain the future seemed. You had no idea what was about to happen. Don't ever give up, because the storm will clear and you may find yourself staring at your dream when just a little while before life seemed a nightmare. And even if it isn't right in front of you, you're closer than you were yesterday. You weathered the storm. Trying can be a bit of a taboo word in this community, and I certainly try to avoid using it in my mind and in my everyday life. But trying means you're not giving up, and the step after trying is doing. You will have what you want. You might have it in a second, or tomorrow, or in a year, but as long as you listen to that drive in your heart that won't let you give up, the only question is when, not if, your dream will come true. The law is constantly working. The law is working all day every day. The thing is, though, most people don't realize it. Our mental images, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create our reality. It works for everyone. There is no on and off switch. The law is working all day every day, period. I really encourage you guys to test this out and pay close attention to your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and mental images and see how they manifest into your reality, because I feel like once we realize that and test it out, it becomes so much easier to deliberately do and kinda becomes that big ah moment. I know that's how it was for me. It's normal to feel frustrated. Yes, it's true, it's normal to feel frustrated, and that's with everything. We are only human and we feel all kinds of emotions throughout our lives. So don't beat yourself up over this, and most importantly, don't pretend like you aren't frustrated if you know deep down that you are. Just allow yourself to feel whatever emotion you're feeling and let it all out. Practice makes perfect, so the more time you practice deliberately using the law, and the more times you test it out, the more your faith will build up and the more things will click. Do what feels natural. There are definitely a lot of techniques out there, but you must remember it's not the technique that manifests, but it's the feeling and belief that manifest. Techniques are great tools for helping you live in the end and get in the feeling and belief. Some people like techniques and some people prefer to just fully switch their beliefs and watch their reality change that way. Do what's best for you and do what feels natural to you. Not everyone is going to agree with what technique or method you use, and that's okay. They're entitled to their own opinion as you are to yours. We are all different and unique in our own ways from each other, so what works best for someone else might not work best for you. Give yourself a little break if you need it. If you're really frustrated and exhausted, don't be afraid of giving yourself a little break. When I say break, I mean a break from all the study, reading, listening, and trying to deliberately manifest, and just sit back, relax, enjoy yourselves, and see how the law works naturally. Because like I said, the law works all day every day, so you'll be able to witness how your beliefs affect your reality in a natural way. Give yourselves however long you feel you need to just take a break and focus on other things that will calm your mind and relax you. Study Neville. Most people found out the law from coaches or teachers on YouTube. Unfortunately, they are not the source and oftentimes charge people insane amounts of money for their services. All of Neville's work is free online, literally all of it. For me personally, Neville is what made the law click for me. Studying him is what helped me because it was the source. So save yourself some money and study the source. However, if you wish to pursue a coach, it's your money, so spend it as you wish. I'm just letting you know that there are free resources online if you cannot afford them or don't want to spend money on a coach. Starting small is actually a good thing regardless of what others say. I personally really like the idea of starting small, especially for beginners. It's more than okay to start small if you're new to this, so don't feel bad about yourself if you do want to start small. Starting small will build your belief in the law, and you'll be able to manifest your bigger goals more quickly. Some examples of starting small are manifesting free stuff such as a pizza or movie tickets, etc. You can also manifest seeing certain things that you don't normally see. For example, if you live in a city, chances are you don't see a lot of farm animals, so manifest seeing a farm animal of your choice. Or you can also manifest people giving you money or winning a prize. But the whole idea of it is testing it out on stuff you don't usually see every day. But it's not like it's completely unbelievable to the point where you're like, no way. You certainly don't have to start out small, but if you're new at this, then I recommend it because it helps build faith in the law, but you can do as you please. Many seem to forget that there is a bridge of incidences that will occur before you get what you want. The universe will continue to move people or things around to bring you what you want. Ignore the reality that you see in the external world and focus only on the end result of what you want.